My name is Giorgi. Tskhakaia. I'm an advisor to the Vice Prime Minister of Ukraine. It's my pleasure and an honor and the privilege to be here addressing you. We had a chance to share our story regarding the transformation that Ukraine has gone through from the starting of the war. In 2022, when the full-scale invasion of Russia has started, after that, Ukraine has changed drastically. We became more agile, more fast, more innovative, and we did our best to come out and to stand besides the huge power that Russia had. We understand that old conventional way of war is over. At least it's dead for us, because we understood that in this regard we cannot win and we need to change something. And we did our best. I think that Putin was thinking to conquer Ukraine in 3 days. It's already 1,238th day that His Excellency, the Ukrainian people with the Ukrainian military and its leadership is standing still and giving a huge answer to the oppressor. So we would like to share our story and the thoughts why we must defeat Russia and what are the major things that we have done. It might be helpful for our allies. To sum up all the things which are a huge amount of particular items and innovations that we have done, we tried to come up with the most important things to share with you. The one of them is that we can achieve results with limited resources. We have less people, less equipment, but we need to answer it. And we are doing that every day. We know how to adapt, how to do the R&D online, and even we call it not online, on frontline R&D process that we have in Ukraine. We started making all the decisions based on only data. We are thinking ahead and looking forward to understand what will be the next technologies that we need and starting working on something that we will need in a year. And also, a huge importance is you, our allies who are helping and assisting and supporting us constantly. And without that help, we would not survive. So once again, thank you for that. Let's go through. I would like to show you several cases of how we are working in the limited ecosystem with limited resources and what we have already achieved. For example, we understood that we don't have enough javelins or NLAWs or any other systems to strike all the heavy equipment that Russia has. So we have invented $300 to $400 FPV drone, which is bringing a devastating impact on the front line. Every day, killing tens and there was a time hundreds of different equipment of Russians. We understood that we don't have enough artillery ammunition, so we have invented the heavy bomber drone. Russia called them Baba Yaga, and every night they are waiting when the Baba Yaga will come and destroy the heavy equipment or any other important targets on the front line. As you see on the videos, this is like everyday life, what they are feeling from the Ukrainian side every night. We understood that we had a problem with the quantity of all the rockets, including MLRS ones. So we have invented the loitering munition. When war started, there was Russian Lancet, which was dominating in the air. Today we have several different types of equipment, which is 3 to 10 times better than the Lancets that Russians were showing us when war started. And you have seen several weeks ago a huge operation, Spiderweb, inside the heart of Russia where strategic bombers were killed. So this is our answer on the limited resources. The manpads and the surface-to-air missiles is a scarce resource as well. So we understood that such amount of Shaheeds is not possible to take down with an expensive air missiles. So we start innovation and we come up with the technologies which are killing the Shahed drones in the air, and the price of that technology is 100 to 1,000 times less than the expensive missiles. The drones against drones is going to be the future of this warfare anyway. About the fleet, you know that we had no fleet when the war started. And to compare with the Russian fleet possibilities, it was impossible to answer it with a common way. So we invented the sea drones. I think that you have seen the videos how the little, comparing to the fleet that Russians have, drones are blowing up the Russian fleet. About the shortage of the manpower and also the equipment, we understand that we will face them as well. So we started innovation of the ground robots and different type of robots, more than 100 different companies producing different type of robots, which is helping every day in logistic operations, in mining, demining, the assault operations, everything. And we hope that in the future there will be no need of people and only robots and technology can be the part of this war. Because every life for us extremely matters. And we don't care about losses of the UGVs. We are not happy with them, but we don't care as much as we care about every life. So we understood that these are the cases that we've shown to you, how we adapt. And we tried to give an answer with the limited resources. But also, we understood that R&D is the major part of our life now in Ukraine. And if you are losing the online R&D process, most probably you are going to lose the war. So I would like to show you the case of the naval drones as a good example how it's evolving within the warfare. So when war started, we were hiding from the Russian fleet, and they have barricaded our trade corridors. And only in 6 months, we have invented our naval drones, and first results came. And then Russian fleets start hiding from us. That was the change. Then they understand how to fight our naval drones. And within light and jet aviation, they started killing and blowing them up before they reached the target. So we understand that we need to change something, otherwise it would become not efficient anymore. So the next stage was that we have mounted the surface-to-air missiles on the sea drones, and we have killed several Mi-8s and several jets of Russians, and they are now afraid of fighting our sea drones with the air forces. So this example shows the best cycles of the development, and it shows how important it is to be as agile as possible, to be as fast as possible in development. Then we understand that the future weapon is a data, and we understand that we need to start analyzing everything to take a correct decisions on the front line. So something that we have invented is unprecedented in the world, I think. So I would like to show you a little video that will give you an understanding how our data-driven decision-making is working.
Winning the war is all about being creative and innovative. With limited resources in war, drones are game changers, destroying every second enemy target. Tanks, air defense, enemy's infantry, positions, warehouses. We asked ourselves, what more can we do for our military to ensure they are as effective as possible? The answer was the Army of Drones bonus. Briefly, Destroy targets, earn points, receive drones. If you damage a tank, you have 20 points. But if you destroy it, 40 points. If you kill an enemy, you earn 6 points. A destroyed multiple rocket launcher costs up to 50 depending on shell caliber. So, how does it work? After destroying any enemy target, several proof videos must be uploaded to the special layer of the Delta Situational Awareness System. Then, the videos are verified. At the end of the month, units see their points summary and spend them in the marketplace. There is a wide range of choices with different virtual token values. For example, FPV starts at 2 points for 7-inch models, 6 with night vision. Multi-use bombers, such as Vampire, 43 points, etc. The logistics chain takes about a week from choosing drones online to delivering. What's cool is that the military's weapon choice is entirely up to it, with no state interference, while conventional supplies from the general staff continue. As of today, 75% of all drone teams participate in the Army of Drone bonus. With the program's development, we introduced both general and target-specific rankings. For example, last month, one of the top drone teams, Birds of Magyar, earned over 26,102 points. 26,102 points. Points mean a hell of a lot of drones. Let's look at it. 500 FPVs for daytime operations, 500 FPVs for nighttime operations, 300 Vampire copters, 52 ISR systems. The bonus program is constantly upgrading, with its effectiveness proven to be immense. For example, we increased the points from 2 to 6, which doubled personnel losses in a month. In addition, artillery units operating 152mm and 155mm artillery systems joined the program in January. Since May, units have also started receiving points for laying mines. To sum up, the benefits of the Army of Drones program: boosting morale and spirit of competition for drone teams, sharing experience and best practices between units to enhance tactics, big data for analysis, showing drones in demand, unit performance, etc. The Army of Drones bonus isn't just a motivation system, it's a mechanism that changes the rules of war on the battlefield. Winning the war is...
So these are the results for the past months. As you see, there are thousands of different targets we are hit and verified on the front line. Every hit you see here on this screen is verified by at least 1 or 2 videos. So, and based on the videos, we start analyzing everything. We understood the weak points and the better points of Russians. We understood what kind of drones and other systems are operating better than comparing with other systems. We understood what are the angles of attack and everything, many other things that I cannot say today. We are analyzing what kind of drones is killing more personnel, tanks, equipment. We are analyzing where that happens, on which distance, what are the patterns. We are analyzing many other things on the equipment, how we are striking them. Unfortunately, as far as this event is broadcasted online, we cannot show everything, but trust me, it's a very interesting data that we are gathering every day. We do feel that the data is the future weapon, which is very important in any warfare. So now I would like to speak about the airstrikes and an air domain. I will once again start this video. In 2022, there was only 28 Shahid drones and 28 missiles per month. And they were trying to destroy the energy grid. And they were like, for us it was the hard times, and we thought that this was the worst times. But no. Because this is the last month of Ukraine. It's about 6,000 drones per month. There is no air defense system in the world, the conventional one, that can tackle such kind of problem. And killing the Shahed with a very expensive surface-to-air missiles is a not correct way of targeting the problem. One of the lessons of this war is very important, that you need to be on the right side of the cost curve. If your expenses and expenditure is higher than it need to be, most probably you are going to lose. So what we are trying to achieve is to think how to cheapen the cost of kill of every item, including the shaheeds. What we did for that? We have mobile groups with a specialized ballistic calculator and a system to kill the shaheeds. We have anti-air gun systems like Tunguska and some others you have seen on the exhibition. We are working against them with the manpads. We are working, as I mentioned, drone against drones, which is, I think, that the cheapest possible kill of the shaheeds. And obviously, we are working with the light aviation, like helicopters and some other things as well. So, and we call that the Uber air defense. Why it's important? We created an ecosystem of tactical radars. The ecosystem is exchanging the information to the thousands of different teams which are operating within the Ukraine to kill the shaheeds which are attacking every day the civilians, hospitals, and other facilities, the critical infrastructure. So this is a know-how, how the next and the future warfare looks like. When we are talking that we are thinking ahead, we understood that one of our major challenges is going to be how we can, after gathering all this data, how we can proceed with it. It's a huge pile of information that we are having in our hands. And we understand that without the help of the artificial intelligence, it's not going to be the case. We are not going to succeed. So we started using an AI in every field possible. And we are analyzing and everything with the help of AI. We have an ambition to be the first country who will do the prediction of the airstrikes through the AI. And we are constantly working on that. So let me show you a little video that will show some parts of the technologies we are working on.
In a full-scale war against an enemy that outnumbers us in manpower and equipment, the key to victory lies in gaining a technological edge. And artificial intelligence has become one of Ukraine's strongest allies in this fight. This is the battlefield. Over 1,000 kilometers of front line, where our troops hold back the enemy every single day. In real time, we track enemy movements and maneuvers. We instantly map their positions, and we also automatically identify targets, thanks to the instant analysis of gigabytes of footage from drones and surveillance cameras, all powered by AI. The next step is to strike. AI technologies are helping our forces hit with greater precision and impact. Our drones reach targets without GPS, using optical navigation and stabilization. They can lock on and home in automatically, bypassing enemy jamming systems, drones that intercept other drones, auto-targeting turrets that engage Shahed drones. Automated missions are no longer the future, they're already a reality on the battlefield. Our goal is a fully automated front line, not held by people, but by robots. Where every threat triggers a drone launch, swarms, if necessary. Ukraine and AI have already proven to be powerful allies in this war. Be part of building and deploying real, battle-tested AI solutions alongside us.
So here you see on the screen a new turret, which is working with the help of AI and automatically killing shaheeds in Ukraine. So when we are speaking about the technologies, it's not something that we are trying to do. We can show the small portion of something that we have already achieved. We are launching a specialized grant programs for the AIs to make it even a bigger movement in Ukraine. So the question that we time to time get is how we achieve that the market, which was not existing, expanded so much. What we have done for that, and I will try to explain about the smart policies that was made by the Ukrainian team for changing the situation in terms of an R&D and new companies in Ukraine. When the war started, there was only 7 companies of which were producing drones. Some of them were nearly bankrupt. There was 0 manufacturers of UGVs, of the sea drones, of the electronic warfare system was produced by only 2 companies, and there was 0 private companies who were working in the field of the rockets. Now, in every field, there is 100 of different Ukrainian companies which are working to solve a huge, important missions. How we did achieve that? The first, we have the brave one. First of all, you all are invited to our booth, which is in the end of the hall, where you can find and you can operate with a sea drone online. From here, the drone is in Ukraine, in the real waters, so you can operate with it. So we have opened the market, and we have invited all the entrepreneurs from the different parts of the businesses to start helping Ukrainian military in these very important times. So we made the huge amount of the grant programs for the entrepreneurs, and new movement has arisen. And once again, what's important? Important is the speed of change. The price curve, the network-centric warfare, it's not just a doctrine, a good toast. It's a reality in Ukraine that all the data from different parts and sensors gathered together is helping for taking right decisions. A great leadership. One of the great successes of the E-point system that you've seen previously is the meritocracy, that everyone can understand who is the most efficient and who is working well. I don't know if Madhyar is here in this building now, but he is the best example of this system. He showed that he was the best of the best in his particular field. And there are many other people in this building that I cannot name, which are doing one of the greatest jobs for Ukraine. And this is the leadership that is needed in the warfare. Something that we did was that we opened the market. Not only the governmental companies, but the private companies starting working as efficient as possible. The real-time R&D is something that I'm talking already for many minutes, and the data and then AI. Also, we have created one of the most open market for the drone producers. We have abolished all custom duties. We have abolished all the licenses and permits. We have changed more than 30 laws and sub-laws. We have increased the profit of margin from 1% to 25%. In the most of the average NATO countries is 17%. So we did everything as a homework for the private companies to have a chance to show their entrepreneurship skills. We started hosting the biggest hackathons. We start naming a particular problem of the front line, and we were gathering entrepreneurs, young teams, to start tackling these problems. And we have gave a lot and hundreds of millions in grants for solving these problems. But also, it's important to create an ecosystem. When any company can have an access to the testing field, when any company has an ability to get the feedback from the front line for the product they have in R&D, Unfortunately, we don't have a time for testing in laboratories and only after that sending the equipment on the front line. As far as we are always on a rush, we need to take any piece of equipment that works and that can bring some success on the front line as soon as possible and give them a feedback how to improve that. So we created that ecosystem as well. So we have created special places for the testing, as we have the military incubators who can test any equipment on the front line and give back the feedback to the producers. Here in this building, prominent international companies are presenting their technologies, and we are keen to invite all of the companies who need such kind of services to Ukraine. We are keen to help, to assist, to give a feedback. There is always something that we can learn from each other. I cannot name the company, but when war started, Russia has the best electronic warfare in the world. It's not the case anymore, to be honest, because we have an ambition that at least we are even. One of very famous companies came with the drones and they start flying, but apparently all of them were jammed and disappeared. They left the country with the drones, they start the R&D and start working with our teams and working on a constant R&D process, and after 1.5 years they came back. It is very slow, but anyway, they came back, and now they are one of the best companies on the market, which are getting hundreds of millions of purchases from all over the world. So this is the story we wanted to share with you. We are extremely thankful for all the help and support, and we do hope that together, as far as we are cherishing the same values, as far as we are fighting for the same freedom, we are gonna win, because we must. Thank you very much.